Hi everyone, this is Julianne Victoria. Welcome to my channel. This is the tarot reading for the new moon solar eclipse that occurs in Virgo, both Western and Vedic, on September 21st, 2025. So let's see what energy, what advice, guidance comes up for this new moon solar eclipse. I have already posted the Vedic and Western astrology readings. Let's see what comes up in the cards here. For this week's reading, or this new moon reading, I am using the Hanson-Roberts Tarot, which I think I used for the full moon lunar eclipse. And interesting because it's astrologically, there's a strong practical material element, and we have a whole bunch of pentacles here. So the cards are aligning with that. At the bottom of the deck, we have Justice. So this is taking me to the Western perspective, where Mercury, the ruler of the new moon in Eclipse, and the ruler of Gemini, where Uranus is hanging out, trining the new moon solar eclipse. He's in Libra, which is the astrological association for the Justice card. So I feel like this is saying that, yeah, that balance, maybe that justice is coming in. And I do hear like in a whole new cycle. Yeah, because I see like a wheel in a whole new cycle. So that could be bringing more balance. You know, I mentioned like work, personal life balance in what you do. But it can expand, beyond the personal, of course. Okay, so a sense of balance and justice with this new moon energy. So the first card we have here, the card that represents us or the viewer this week, we have the Ace of Pentacles. And here's that practical and material, our everyday life, potentially career energy coming in. So we are the Ace. We are feeling, not so much feeling, thinking. It's Mercury energy, right? The intellectual mind. We are thinking in a new, you could say a new practical way, or with a new practical perspective, with the energy of this new moon solar eclipse. The Vedic reading very much emphasized, working on finances. How can you take steps to reach your goals, make your wishes come true, putting everything on the table, evaluating it, right? That Mercury Virgo energy. So we need to, if we're not feeling this or thinking this already, to really shift our perspective, shift to a new, refreshed perspective on our financial, material, and practical matters, potentially also work and career. Looking at things with a new light, and I'm really drawn to the lilies here, which represent innocence. So that means like that Buddhist concept of beginner's mind, looking at our material life, practical material, physical life, whatever aspects of that you feel you need to, with that beginner's mind, with that fresh new perspective. Now what lays across us is the Four of Pentacles. So we're the Ace of Pentacles. This lays across us. It's our environment. It's the energy we put out there. It can also be a challenge. But I feel like this is saying what we're going to do when we take on that beginner's mind perspective on our practical matters, we will find more financial security. We will find ways to save money, to earn more money, to have money, to take care of the things we have, to deal with practical matters more securely. A lot of security energy here. So for those who have been looking for more financial security, put it all on the table. That's coming from the Vedic reading. Take a look at what's there. See what might come up that you were not aware of. Look at the details. There will be some clues to how to bring in greater financial security. This does not mean we're all going to win the lottery, right? It could be small things, but those small things make a big difference long term. And that's the Saturn energy directly opposite this new moon. Now, crowning the reading in the mind position, we have the Ace of Rods, and this is quick, fast moving energy. Our mind is going. This is the Mercury energy. Our mind is going. Our mind is being stimulated. For some, it just may be like, whoa, okay, I'm thinking about this and I want to get this done. And you weren't planning on that, right? That's also the Uranus energy. But our minds are going. Our minds are trying to figure this out. And this could be finding a new job, changing your job. That will bring in more security, whatever it might be. Our minds are active right now in a good way. Okay. Below in the physical realm, we have more pentacles. We have the Six of Pentacles. This could be part of this process is getting a loan for something or asking for money, or it could be giving money, right? And here we have the scales again. Justice, balance, finding ways that you can help others who maybe are in need, finding extra resources to help out those who don't have them. You being the solution to some other person's financial challenge right now. So again, it goes both ways, but it could be asking for help, asking for a loan, finding money that was owed to you, or getting a refund for something. Yeah, it definitely can flow both ways, and it could be both ways for a single person. Does that make sense? Like you might be finding ways to improve your practical material situation, and at the same time you're helping someone else. That's interesting. It goes both ways simultaneously. Okay, in the past position, we have the Chariot, which is interesting. So I'm going to show the past. Let's see, on screen, will that be on the left? Past is left for me. And the future, we have the Moon. Now the Chariot is ruled by the sign of Cancer, which is ruled by the Moon. The Moon card is ruled by Pisces, which is interesting. So in the past, so I'm thinking like Cancer to me is like fresh water. In the past, we had some motion on these matters. Does that make sense? But it didn't go far. Now there's all this mental action taking place and all this material, physical stuff going on. If we choose it, right? We always have, there's our choices involved. And the future is the Piscean waters, where Saturn and Neptune are in the Western astrology. Saturn's also in Pisces in Vedic astrology. Saturn energy. The moon, new moon, looking at Saturn in Pisces. How can we ground ourselves in the realm of our hopes and dreams and wishes in a practical Saturnian way for our physical, material, work, career, everyday life, practical matters of life? It's going to be different for each person. Both of these cards also represent change, right? Some changes and now more changes to make our practical lives better. Remember those little changes, those little things long term, Saturn's energy will be big, though they may be small now. For some people, it may be big stuff, right? That surprise energy of Uranus trining this new moon. So then we have my 3 extra cards that I lay out, more pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. We have to work on this. We have to get to work. We have to work towards these goals, whether that is literally, you need a different job or a new job, but it's really just like putting those intentions there, taking the actions, making the decisions we need to make. This is a time to do that. Then we have somewhat of a material card. We have the Empress, who is, she represents abundance, growth and abundance. Put the work in and growth will continue. This is not an overnight thing. Woohoo, I won the lottery, I'm good for life. This is those practical things that over the long term improve our lives whatever your goals and wishes are, right? Practical ones. And then we have the Hanged Man. We do the work, we shift, we get that fresh perspective. We look at what we need to do. Maybe we give to others. We bring in the changes we want in a grounded way, not a fantastical way that really will we're not all going to win 10 million in the lottery. Keep working at it. Focus on your goals. And then you let go and let God. That's what I hear. Let go and let God. Do the work, keep working at it, and let it flow. Okay, that is our tarot reading for this new moon solar eclipse on September 21st, 2025. Thank you everyone for being here, and I'll see you back here at the full moon.